It's the most contagious time of the year. And that is no joke. Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm Janelle, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to make one of my favorite soups that I make all the time during cold and flu season, especially if one or both of us in my house have a cold. Unfortunately, it's hit Brad right now, and so I just feel like it's perfect timing to make the soup. It's so simple, it's so delicious, and it's full of really great antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal ingredients that you can just pick up in your produce aisle at the grocery store. It's so yummy. I love it. I would eat it even if I wasn't sick. It feels good going down. It's got some nice spicy ginger in there. It's got turmeric, which is nice and anti-inflammatory. And it's got beets, carrots, a boatload of garlic. And when I say boatload, I'm not messing around. I go hard on the garlic. So without further ado, let me show you how to make my stick soup. One of the most beautiful things about this soup is that if you have a food processor, it will eliminate like 80% of your work. So that's basically what I'm doing. I have done the bare minimum of chopping on my vegetables, just like chopped off the tops and bottoms of my carrots and celery, chopped my potatoes into smaller pieces so that it will fit inside the feed tube of my food processor. Same with the beets and the onion. And you just pretty much chop all of your veggies up at once and they go into the pot all at once. There's no several steps of, sauteing things down, like one vegetable at a time. It's a dump and go kind of soup, and it's perfect if you are not feeling good already and you want a nice comforting bowl of soup within like 30 minutes. So make sure you're using the slicing blade if your food processor has one, and I like to have it set on the thickest slice. If you can adjust the slice thicknesses on your food processor, I can with just this little dial here. So I have it set to the thickest, and then pretty much all we're gonna do is put the lid on the food processor and start feeding things through the feed tube. Wahoo! And then if your food processor does get full before you finish chopping all the veggies, you can just kind of pause and dump them into a big bowl like I'm doing right here. And then continue with your slicing. Man, I love food processors. That literally took me all of 2 minutes to process all of my vegetables. Otherwise, it would have taken me like 10, 15 minutes to chop all of those veggies. Love me a good hack. Going over to the stove, grab yourself a big pot, get it heating up on high heat, and warm up some oil or a splash of water or veggie broth in the pot. Easy peasy. So once your broth or water is steaming, or if you're using oil, once it's kind of hot and shimmery, then we can take all of our chopped veggies and we're just going to simply pour them into the pot. Forgive the background noise, that's just my kettle boiling in the background. Now that the veggies are in a pot, we're just going to give them all a pretty good stir. And we're gonna put the lid on, keep the temperature on about medium-high-ish. We're just gonna let these saute in the pot for about 5 to 6 minutes while we prepare our last few ingredients. What I'm about to show you might be a little bit crazy to some of you. Heck, it's kind of crazy even to me. I can't really believe that I'm doing this, but I'm gonna put a whole entire head of garlic in this soup. I know that sounds totally so crazy. This could literally kill a whole colony vampires. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put half of the garlic in the soup, kind of like right now in the next few minutes while it's cooking, and before I add in the hot water that I have boiling. And then we're gonna add the other half of the garlic right near the end, because I still wanna have, you know, a good amount of this garlic retain most of its antibacterial, antiviral properties, if I can say that, before, you know, you eat it, because the rawer, if that's a word, the garlic, the better for you it is. So we want to retain as much of the good stuff in this garlic as possible, but the more the merrier. So since I don't want to spend like 20 minutes mincing garlic, what I'm gonna do is show you guys this hack that I have learned from the interwebs, and I'm sure some of you already do this. Let me know in a comment if you do. But I'm basically gonna just separate all of the cloves of garlic. We're gonna put them in a jar. This is a simple hack to remove the papery skins off of the garlic. I think that's all done. Put the lid on it and then just give it a good shake. It's a good way to get some rage out as well. And wouldn't you know it, I can already see most of the garlic cloves, the skins came off. That is such a good hack. Holy moly. The skins are already separated. All I gotta do is just grab the cloves of garlic. There goes the skins. There's the whole clove with no skin on it. Genius. Okay, so now all we do is just take all of our 10,000 cloves of garlic, put them in our food processor, changing the blade to just like the regular food processor blade, not the slicing blade. Put the lid on it and just pulse it up on high speed. Done. So easy. There's all of our garlic, and I'm now gonna do the exact same thing, just with quite a lot of ginger. This is about a large handful of ginger. So we're just gonna pop that in and repeat. Okay, back over at the stove. It's been about 7 minutes since I last checked on this. Veggies are nice and cooking. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add all of the ginger that I processed and half the garlic into the pot. Smelling so good. So now I just boiled a full kettle full of water. I would use veggie broth if I had some, but I don't. So I'm just gonna use all of this water here. Pour it in. It's probably about six cups or so, maybe 8. Give that all a good stir. I've got 1.5 cups of yellow lentils, or AKA mung dal. And now I'm just going to add that to the pot just for some protein, because I find that soups on their own just are not filling enough, and I find if there's no protein in them, it just doesn't do it for me, you know? And since I like my soups a bit brothier, and because I'm adding in the lentils, which will absorb a lot of that liquid, I'm gonna pour in about 3 to 4 more cups of water. That's gonna thicken up beautifully. So I'm just going to season it now with some salt and pepper and a heaping-ish tablespoon of turmeric. This is full of so many good anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties that I just really love adding to my soup. Plus it just makes it taste so good. It really complements the flavor of the root vegetables so nicely. Okay, this is pretty much it. Now we're just going to cover this and let the soup simmer and let the lentils cook for about 20-ish minutes, and then we'll come back and taste test. Okay friends, so it's been about 20 minutes and our soup is looking good. We're just gonna add in our final few ingredients and then we can eat. So we've got half of a lemon here, which is gonna be about 2-ish tablespoons. So we're gonna squeeze in the whole half, that sounds funny. This is just gonna add a little extra flavor. I find that lemon juice just really helps to bring out all the flavors and just kind of balances everything out with a little bit of acidity. We're going to add in that remaining garlic for an extra garlicky punch. Yum, yum, yum. And then this last step is optional, but if I have them, I like to add a few handfuls of greens. It could be really any greens. I happen to have some spinach on hand, so I'm gonna use about half a bag or 2 huge handfuls of spinach. And now I'm just going to turn off the heat. I'm gonna stir in those final 3 ingredients, let the spinach wilt, and yeah, this is pretty much ready to go. I cannot wait to eat this. Can we just appreciate the beautiful color for a moment? Oh, it's so nice. Sometimes if I have more beets in this recipe, it's usually like a deeper orange, but the turmeric just makes this the most pretty, vibrant colored soup. It's so gorgeous. Ooh, can you guys see the steam? Steaming up my face. Very Steamy vegan approved, I would say. All right, let's give this sick soup a taste test. Oh, that needs a second bite. Oh, that is so beautiful. The simplest things in life, man, are often the best. Like root vegetables, a boatload of ginger and garlic, lentils, spinach. Like such simple, humble ingredients make the most comforting meal sometimes. And you know, I will say, yes, there is a lot of garlic in here, but it's like, it's not like, oh my God, too much garlic, ah! It's like, it's perfect. It's just tastes garlicky, gingery, rooty. It's kind of got this nice sweetness from it. I think from the carrots and the beets. It's just so, so comforting, you guys. I could eat this every day of fall. I think Brad's gonna love this. I may not be a doctor, but damn, I can tell you that this soup will make you feel better. So if you're under the weather, definitely try out this sick soup recipe. I know you're going to love it. And check out some of my other soup recipes. I have so many on the channel. You can check them out in this playlist up here. And that's it. I wish you well. I hope you have a very healthy, happy fall and winter season ahead of you. And I love you. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.